Hey, what's going on, everybody? Scavenger here. We're back into this visual novel here. This is Chasing Sunsets. It's chapter 10. I've only done one other video of this, um, and it's been a few months, and I wasn't sure if I was actually going to complete it for you all here, but I just figured, like, this is the last chapter. I got to get to the end of this for you all so you can see it if you don't play it yourself. So here we are. The other thing that I want to say is I've been using a lot of AI voiceover, but really want to do this one naturally. So me doing all the stuff, I know, like I can't do a good female voice or whatever, but I just want to do this one naturally. So that's how we're gonna do it. I have the whole thing recorded. It's all done already, and all the voiceover is done with different voices that may or may not make it more immersive depending on how you feel about AI. But I have it done, and I almost uploaded it yesterday, but I just didn't feel like it. I felt like redoing this episode here that I'm about to go through and just doing it myself. So that's what we're doing. I hope you all enjoy it. Let me know what you think. But we're going to go ahead and get into it. This is Chasing Sunsets, Chapter 10, Episode 2. And if you need a reminder of what the first video I did is, there should be something popping up in one of the corners that'll take you to the playlist to check it out. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and get started. Alex and Jay's new home, Boston, Massachusetts, 2 days later. 2 days after whatever events happened in the first episode. You take time for some well-deserved relaxation after finally unpacking at your new place. Feels so good to be unpacked. I'll worry about the kitchen tomorrow, she says as I slowly starve to death. Mallory gives you a sideways glance, her eyes twinkling playfully. Looks like you've put on a few pounds to my discerning eye. It does, doesn't it? Wow, shots fired. Oh, it just means you're happy, bro. Happy to put pizza in his mouth, maybe. What the fuck, you two? I'm glad you came tonight. I know it's a pain getting here from downtown. Mallory pauses thoughtfully as Jay unintentionally strikes a nerve. Well, I think I'll be relocating soon anyway. With quitting your job and all, I think you'd want to get away from downtown anyway. Yeah, I'll figure something out. While her tone is light, you can see by her expression that she's worried. As Jay places her hand on your leg, Mallory suddenly notices an engagement ring. Oh my god, did Alex pop the question? Yeah, a couple days ago. And I'm just hearing about it now? It's complicated. I wasn't sure how you'd react, given how close you two are. Jay, that's ridiculous. I'd never have let that get in the way of being happy for you. Mallory seems legitimately offended by being left out, so you decide to head it off. On that note, Mal, Jay and I have been talking. Oh? Remember that time we spent together at the lake? Mallory's eyes widen slightly and dart nervously to Jay. Sure? Well, I wanted more of that, and I could tell that you did too. Mallory's nervousness turns into open discomfort as she tries to tap dance around what's safe to say. I know, Alex. It's sweet of you to say, but everything's gonna be fine. He's really bad at this. I don't even know what this is right now. What Alex is trying to tell you is that we want you to stay with us, and we won't take no for an answer. Oh, that's very kind of you, but I'd hate to impose. We were already planning to ask you even before you told us you needed to move. I don't understand. Why? Because we love you. There's a moment of stunned shock on Mallory's face as she processes what you've just said. Wish my phone wasn't in the bedroom so I could snap a pic of that look on your face right now. She's making up a reason to say no because she thinks it'd be painful to be around us. Totally. Can we not do this right now? You and Jay look at her with bemusement. Well, I do need to move, but I'd feel like a third wheel around here. We'll make sure you don't, won't we, Alex? Yeah, we both consider you part of our family. I mean, really part of it. Like it's not complete without you. That's super sweet. And I really am in a bit of a bind. This isn't about doing you a favor. It's about building a home that you can feel a part of. For as long as you want to be a part of it. Visibly moved, Mallory sits back and stares blankly at the television, speechless. Sensing an opening for Jay, you stand and move to leave. I'm going out for some takeout. Bus sound good? Sounds perfect. And bring home a bottle of wine. Mm-hmm. Make that 2 bottles. Gotcha, fam. All right. First Circuit District Court, Boston, Massachusetts. Boston, Massachusetts. They spelled circuit wrong. They got the C and the R switched around. We won't let that affect our gameplay. The antechamber offers welcome quiet after the chaos of the courthouse lobby. And so it begins. Yeah, this really isn't my scene. How long do you think this will take? Civil cases take on a life of their own. Could just take a day or two, or it could drag on for months. Cheer up. There's light at the end of the tunnel. Best hope it's not a freight train coming your way. You glance over as 2 men in suits you don't recognize approach. Where's Sebastian this morning? I've never known him to miss opening arguments. Mendez, Tango, and Cash will no longer be representing Prizer on this case. Then you two are no longer with the firm? The 2 lawyers exchange a knowing look. See you in the courtroom. You watch the men depart, but George looks thoughtful. Now that's very interesting. I saw those 2 assholes at the airport in Honolulu. What's changed, George? I'll put out some fillers, but either Prizer fired Sebastian or he quit Prizer. Why would he do that? Why, indeed. It certainly bears checking into. I hate this. I really hope we won't be called to testify. You won't be, unless something big changes. You're not on the witness list. Thank God. I think I'd pee myself. Huh, then maybe we have some relevant testimony after all. Jay shoots you a withering stare. Hilarious. Okay, it's time. Let's get settled in. All rise. The First Circuit District Court is in session. The Honorable John J. McKay is presiding. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Please be seated. Case number CV39755. Prizer Pharmaceuticals International versus Polygene Biotech, Your Honor. Attorneys Jamie Cox and Robert Blanche for the plaintiffs and G. Worthwent for the respondents. The judge checks his paperwork and frowns. The court notes that this case was originally scheduled under Bear last month. Correct, Your Honor. Out of the corner of your eye, you notice Jay fidgeting, and you give her a reassuring smile. Jay smiles quickly in return, and her fidgeting stops. I hate everything about this, but Mom and Dad's legacy is at stake. Not to mention the livelihoods of all of our people back at the office. I need to stay focused. Eventually, you're stirred from your thoughts by movement in the courtroom. Counsel for Prizer may begin their opening arguments. Thank you, Your Honor. The attorney stands and regards the jury solemnly before beginning his craft. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, entrepreneurship and innovation are the bedrock of our economy. They are the engine that drives job growth, opportunity, and product improvement. This only works, however, if everyone at the table plays by the same rules. The record will demonstrate that Polygene Biotech broke these rules to cut in line. You feel Jay tense up again, but you practice a breathing exercise David taught you. Words only have power if I give it to them. The attorney's words recede into the distance as you focus on each lungful of air. Slowly, anger leaves your body, and you sense Jay's breathing slowing as well. 2 hours later. Feeling Jay's hand on yours, you open your eyes and see George has taken center stage. We all know the story of David and Goliath, but what makes it resonate with us? Sure, we like to see the underdog prevail, but I like to think there's more to it than that. Now that initial exposition is out of the way, you take a moment to read the courtroom. The judges focus on George, but Prizer's attorneys appear to be more interested in their phones. We've all been there, at the mercy of someone with more money, power, or friends in high places. The facts will demonstrate conclusively that this is precisely the scenario before us. A corporate bully accustomed to absorbing its competition or litigating them into collapse. You will see how an international conglomerate with limitless resources punished a rival. You will come to understand how money buys influence in the pharmaceutical industry. You will learn what motivation the plaintiff had to bring this lawsuit, and just how far the plaintiff was willing to go in order to guarantee the outcome. Damn, trial day 2. The second day of the trial starts off just as tedious as the first. My brother in Christ, Johnny Depp, I have a whole new respect for you, sir. The prisoner attorneys spend much of the morning referring to case law and precedents. Glancing over at Jay, you see her following the proceedings raptly. Sensing she's being watched, she glances at you and smiles. Sophie's up to bat first. You smile unenthusiastically as you hear Sophie being sworn in. Miss Allard. That is me. Good morning, sir. Taken aback slightly by the bright greeting, the attorney plows ahead. Good morning. Could you kindly describe your role at Polygene for the jury? I began as a laboratory department head, and in time I was promoted to chief research scientist. So, would it be accurate to say that you were instrumental in the development of ovulane? Sophie lowers her voice conspiratorially. If I were to say yes, addressing me as Miss would almost seem an intentional mockery of my title, no? God, Sophie's playful French accent is so damn sexy. Must not think her thoughts. Your Honor. Doctor, as entertaining as it is, please refrain from treating counsel like a squeaky toy in my courtroom. But of course, Your Honor. A muffled chuckle from the jury isn't lost on you, or prisoner's attorneys. After several hours of deposition with few points scored, the judge signals an impending lunch recess. Last question, Dr. Allard. Having weathered the day without any surprises, Sophie smiled back expectantly. In earlier testimony, you stated that you were instrumental in Polygene's fertility program. That is correct. The other prisoner attorney wheels in a display as his partner continues questioning. Here's a chemical composition of Pregnia's active ingredient. Notice any similarities? Sophie's faint smile disappears as she looks at the diagrams before her. No, this cannot be. Can you expand on that for the courtroom, Dr. Allard? What stands out to you? His voice oozes sarcasm as he drives the blade home. Frozen in shock for several seconds, Sophie's demeanor hardens. What rank food trickery is this? This is the ovulane formula, not Pregnia. Objection, Your Honor. This was not shared during discovery. Noting the oversight, we had this material couried to the opposing counsel this morning, Your Honor. As the evidence speaks directly to our core claim, we beg the court's tolerance in this matter. Overruled. But this makes me uncomfortable, counsel. Let's not count on another bite at the apple. Doctor, if you would please continue. The compounds on that diagram are chemically identical to PGM-030. And how would you explain that inconvenient coincidence, Doctor? Furious, she tries to push back. Something is not right here. I worked night and day on this with Dr. Sarah Campbell. And who would you say contributed the most to your miraculous discovery? Sullenly, Sophie glares at the attorney, who is practically salivating at the verge of scoring a win. Dr. Campbell. No more questions, Your Honor. The sinking feeling in your gut is only amplified by the surprised murmuring from the jury rows. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think we're going to wrap things up there. We're going to leave you hanging. We're going to figure out what's going on. If we win this case or we crash and burn in the next video. I hope you all enjoyed this one, and I hope you guys didn't mind me jumping back in the driver's seat for the voiceover and narration and all that good stuff. Let me know in the comments. Please leave them. I like reading comments. And don't forget to smack that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. That's all I got for you all. Take it easy. Have a good one. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Yes, I do. Hentai too. I have an idea. Get naked. What did you say? If it works, it works. On my wiener. No, you did though. You did though. Remember? I did though. Scav, what do you have me making, man? Oh. Scam. Hush.